Wait, can I clap?
Why
I think it'd be funny.
Why would you clap?
Like
oh, like to action?
Yeah, just her, just
I do my intro and I have the background.
slow clap.
Okay, go ahead. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 12, the last day of Vlogmas. Today we are doing a girl chat. I am here with all of my sisters. So we have Christina, we have Anna, and Catherine. We've met them in Vlogmas's past, but in case you did not know, they are here today. I popped up a Q&A box onto my Instagram about a week back, and we took the top asked questions, and we are going to be diving into them for you guys today. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. All right, question number 1. Do you guys have any embarrassing period stories?
I don't really have anything embarrassing because I don't think, like, periods in general should be embarrassing, but I did get my period when I was really young in 3rd grade. So the only thing I can think of is that every single time I had to use the bathroom when I was on my period in elementary school, I had to go to the nurse's office so then they could help me with it because I was so young. But I don't really have any other ones because I feel like I kind of just laugh along with it if something bad happens.
I feel like I have like 2 that stand out for me. My first one is when I first got my period. I was in the 5th grade, and I had a pool party that day when I got my period, and I was like mortified because when you first get your period, like, I know some girls can like just toss a tampon in there, like first period, like pop off, couldn't be me, but like I used pads until I was like probably like middle school, and so before I started using tampons. And so when I first got my period, I remember I had a pool party that night to go to with my soccer team, and I was like in tears, and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to go in the pool for a pool party, like, because I have to wear my pad. You can't wear a pad in the pool. I was mortified. I thought this was the end of the world, that I couldn't go in the pool. And my mom was like, Marissa, there's no good occasion to get your period. Like, sometimes you get it like on your birthday or on your wedding day. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna go swimming on my wedding day. And I was just like mortified that I got my period for my, like, right before a pool party. I was upset. And the other one, I think I was in middle school, and I was still wearing pads at this point, and I was wearing jean shorts, and I bled through my pad and my shorts onto the chair that I was sitting in math class, and I remember it vividly. So that's my only other embarrassing one.
Yeah. I feel like when you're in middle school age, everything feels embarrassing.
Yeah,
and then you move past it and you're like, wow, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah, like, I don't think anyone ever knew that I bled through my pants, but I knew.
In the moment, you're like, this is the worst.
Yeah, it was the end of the world.
I don't think I have any like really embarrassing ones. Just like sometimes
normal stuff.
Through like yeah. I don't think it was like at like a weird time or like an inconvenient time.
Yeah, I don't think I have any embarrassing ones that I can think of that like stand out. I do remember like all of you getting your periods, which is really funny for me. But yeah, I don't think anything super crazy. I have had a lot of instances where girls with white soccer shorts have a lot of issues. So it's a constant paranoia with white soccer shorts.
Fair.
But yeah, that's one that stands out.
With the white soccer shorts for sure.
Yep.
All right, question number 2 is, what is your number 1 celebrity crush? Y'all already know mine, Zac Efron, till the day I die. It's not even a thought. It won't ever change. That man is everything what I've needed at every phase of life.
I have so many. I don't know if I could pick just one. I'm like a musical theater buff, so basically any man who is handsome and can sing, I love him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Can sing.
Mine like has always fluctuated. I can like never pinpoint down like one person. Like, I go back and forth, but I usually lean towards like athletes as like a celebrity. So right now I feel like Jesse Lingard is my like celebrity crush.
And Michael B. Jordan.
And
yeah, Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan is not an athlete, but just a celebrity crush.
Yeah.
He's cute.
He can be.
I have 2.
Okay.
Because I have Shawn Mendes
You can
and
say
Tom
2.
Holland.
There's no
Well,
rules.
I know those are just like my top.
Shawn Mendes and who?
Tom Holland.
Great choice.
Tom Holland. Yeah. Me and Catherine fight over Tom Holland often, but he's more towards my age bracket. But
Often.
He's with Zendaya, and they're getting married.
I know,
so like
I
we
know.
both lose.
Are they actually?
And I'm married already.
Oh my god, I didn't know.
They're
We
engaged.
do
Yeah, they're getting engaged.
They're engaged.
Wow.
They are getting engaged now.
They are
engaged. Wow.
Wow, pop off, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, next one. What is your weirdest first date stories? I'm like kind of out of this one because I literally have like never been on a first date. My first date was with Timmy in
And that's unmarried.
my first date was with Timmy in 2015, and I don't remember. We carved pumpkins with Catherine.
That is true.
So it wasn't weird. It was kind of weird that we invited my sister to our first date, I guess. But
I don't have like a weird one. I got stood up. So I guess that counts. But that's not weird. That's just kind of sad.
facts.
I don't have any crazy weird ones. The weirdest first date, which is like kind of funny now looking back, is one of my first dates was to like a high school function called Battle of the Bands, which it was like the jazz band versus the choirs versus everything, and people won. But like thinking back, like I was so nerdy. Why was that like we should go to the Battle of the Bands together? That is what I. That
But
was my
fitting.
vibe. Yeah.
I don't know if I have any ones that would classify as like weird. Like usually first dates are like drinks at a bar or like going out to eat or like lunch or brunch or something like that. But I have been on a lot of bad first dates.
Okay, you have to give one example then.
My worst one was someone I just met like online. He insulted someone on the way in to the restaurant, which was great. And then he insulted the waiter at the table.
Oh no, he's just mean.
Then he made fun of the homeless guy outside the window.
Oh, no.
Then said the R word.
Oh wow.
And then made fun of somebody else in the restaurant. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have one drink. And I was like, and then I really have to go. I forgot I had this thing. So I had one
Someone
drink.
call me with
Like,
an
that's
emergency.
still a
Know
lot.
me. This girl likes to have a good time. And I like to eat. And I had one drink and I was like, this is gonna work out.
Crazy.
She said,
No
someone
thanks.
call me with an emergency, please.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So that was my worst one.
That's pretty bad.
He threw out every red flag.
He did. I
on
was
the
like-
first date.
Yeah.
He was like,
He's like, I'm just a horrible
Who wants
person.
some?
yeah, literally.
You want it?
Everybody wants a red flag. The next one is my boyfriend is cheating on me and I don't know what to do or how to confront it. Help.
Dump him and leave.
just don't explain the reason, just leave.
I mean, there is like no good explanation for a situation like this. Like, if you try to have it's a whatever, have a conversation if you feel like you need to, but they're gonna try to talk their way out of it. So just make sure that you go in strong and firm with the fact of like you already know what you're doing and you're leaving the situation, and you don't need to hear them out because there's no excuse that's going to like make up for what they're doing to you.
Yeah.
Even like, there's no way to make this an accident. Like, you don't accidentally cheat on someone.
And also, if you're trying to confront them about it, that means they weren't honest from the jump. That if something did happen when you're drunk or whatever the case may be, it's not like the second that they came to, they were like, oh crap, I need to tell them and be very honest. It was that they've been hiding it. So that's two things off the bat, in my opinion. So not just that they did it, but also that they've been lying and that you have to confront them about it instead of them just being honest and upfront.
Yeah, but at the same point, I think everyone's like situation is different,
Yeah, for
and you
sure.
don't know. Like, obviously, it's wrong, of course, like hands down. But like, you don't know everyone's situation. So, I think I take everything with a grain of salt to start. So I think like obviously that conversation needs to happen, and then whatever goes from there. If it's something that if you love someone, if you know that you can live with it and forgive them, that's one thing. But then also if you don't think that's something you can do, then that's probably not for you, because that's going to be a forever thing. Like, you can forgive, but you might not forget. And so I think every situation is very different. So I think it's just depending on the type of person you are, and if it's a one and done, or if it's something that you are always going to be paranoid about for the rest of your life or not.
Right, like you have
It's
to,
very situational.
and like you need to know your significant other enough that you like either believe them when they tell you that it was a one-time thing or a two-time thing, however long was going on, and that it's over, and you believe them that it's over, or you know that they're probably going to continue doing it behind your back. Like, if you're always going to question for the rest of your life that they're doing something behind your back, and you know in the back of your mind that you're never going to truly be able to get over it, then I think that's just like an honest reflection you have to have with yourself of being like, I need to end it, otherwise I'm going to be like I'm going to be spiraling every time he leaves the house without me, not knowing what he's doing.
Like, is he worth it?
Right.
Oof, that was a deep one.
What kind of workout would each sister be?
Wow. Okay.
I guess like we could
So
take
let's do like
we could take
strength
this
training.
yeah,
or-
we could take this multiple different ways, like either different types of lifts, or like I was thinking like different days, like a cardio day,
Yeah.
a Zumba day, a yoga day, things like that.
I feel like if we're doing day, I feel like Anna would be yoga day.
for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or Zumba.
Zen,
Yoga or Zumba.
casual.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Classes for sure.
And I like, let's
Yeah.
follow a video and do
Yes,
that.
yeah, for sure. Classes. Anna's like a yoga, Zumba, like fun.
You have to make it fun, otherwise. I
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
do
Like
it.
fun,
Yeah.
fun types of workouts. I would say Catherine would be a core day.
Yeah.
Catherine loves.
And I just feel she loves it.
Catherine loves doing a core workout. She hates when I don't do core workouts. She yells at me when I don't do core workouts.
You
So
never do
definitely,
that.
so
Like, you don't do
definitely
any core
a.
exercises ever, and you
This isn't
have
a roast.
abs.
This isn't a roast, Marissa. We're talking about workouts. So you'd be a core day.
I think Marissa would be like a hit workout, I think.
Yeah.
I think like something interval related.
Yeah, I would
something
love
like
that.
strength interval hit.
Yeah,
workout.
cardio strength.
Yeah.
I always love a cardio strength
Yeah, I feel
day.
like that would be
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and then Christina's just like let me lift as
Christina
heavy
would-
as
no,
humanly
Christina
possible.
would be like a pull day. Like
Yeah, specifically.
a heavy deadlift pull day.
Yeah, Christina's like let me lift as heavy as humanly possible with no regard for my safety sometimes.
Yeah, it hurts so good.
My back's in pain, but I love it.
Exactly. What do they think of your fitness influencing channels, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube?
I love it. I love being a part of it. I love supporting it. All of my friends watch her videos. Like,
Hey friends.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think watching her grow from, well, I would say 0 subscribers, but we all subscribe, so immediately she has like 10 because our family's big. But like from 10 to how many she has now, it's pretty crazy. Just how much you can build yourself with just working hard and keeping at it, and how many people really vibe with like honest and authentic people.
Yeah, it's super cool. I think we all like really support her doing all that stuff. Like it's definitely not something that like I feel like I could do. So I think that's like really admirable. I have coworkers that follow her, and they'll be like, I'll be teaching a class with kids, and then they'll be like, oh, I saw Marissa's video this weekend. I'm like, yeah, like, and so it is pretty cool. Like she's, like Anna said, like authentic. I think it's very hard to find authentic stuff of people just being real.
And she's
That's
doing the
super
damn
cool.
thing.
Yeah. I think like that they're like having support is like the biggest reason why I've been able to do it for so long, because I think I've always made jokes about posting content and posting like fitness stuff, and like I've always, for as long as I can remember, been like, I'm just gonna start a fitness page. Should I just start a fitness page? Like I always made jokes about it, not really thinking I could ever actually commit to it. And I was also really afraid of like
Backlash.
people judging me and like not having support from people, being like, oh, why are you doing that? You're never gonna grow, you're never gonna gain followers. And then I think as soon as I realized that like the people who love and support you are always going to love and support you no matter what you do, that was the biggest game changer for me, because my closest friends and family have supported me through this whole thing non-stop. They watch all my videos. They make sure, like, even though they literally see me film them, see me edit them, they watch my videos and they support me, and that is like what helps keep you going. So I would like, especially for people who want to start, like you're gonna have people who support you, and you're gonna have people who judge you literally no matter what. So as long as you keep reminding yourself of that, because now I have so many interactions with people that I've never met in my whole life.
I was about to say, it's not even just the people that support you like in your own real life, but also the people you've impacted that you don't know about,
Right.
more than the people that can hate on you.
Yeah, no,
like,
exactly.
It's more important.
And I always think it's really important to remember that hate is so much louder than love, and people are not as likely to comment something nice. Like they're less likely on a video that they've like people who might save your workouts. Like for me, for example, people may save my workouts. People may laugh at a video I post or something like that, but they may never comment that. But like someone is always going to comment something negative, commenting about what you look like, how you speak, the fact that you whisper, whatever, anything and everything. People are always going to make negative comments about everything. So I think once you remember, and some days it's easier than others, but once you remember hate is always louder than love and support, because like they watch everything I do, but they're not going to comment on everything I do. You know what I mean? So once you remind yourself of that, it gets a lot easier, for sure. Question number 7. What is the right way to ask a girl out in the gym? This, guys, for preference of this topic, before we get into it, I send them the topics ahead of, like the questions ahead of time, because I feel comfortable speaking to a camera all day, every day, but not everyone does. So I was like, in case you want to prepare your answers or think of things ahead of time, and like we already started getting into it about this topic into the group chat, so just in case it gets spicy. Here, I'll start. I personally,
It's like ready.
I personally think that it's all about the approach in terms of asking somebody out in the gym. I think that for some people it may be their best way to meet somebody. If you don't go out to a bar, if you don't want to go on, or if you don't want to go on dating apps or things like that, maybe that is your best way to meet somebody, or maybe that is your best way to ensure that somebody has common interest as you. For a lot of gym goers, something that's important to them is having somebody who in their life, significant otherwise, that also prioritizes their health and wellness. And so you know that if they're going to the gym, they're doing that in some way. And so I feel like it's all about the approach, and there is ways to approach girls in the gym that doesn't seem uncomfortable or creepy. And if you have to start off your sentence with, I hate to be that guy, you probably already are that guy. So just don't start off your conversation that way. But I think there is a right and a wrong way to do it. So it is all about your approach.
Also, like, timing is key. Like,
Yeah.
if they're mid-bench, probably don't say anything.
Yeah,
because,
let's not smush
like,
it.
let's like wait until they're like on a rest point, or like approach them. Like, if they are benching or something, be like, do you need a spotter? But not in a condescending way, just like a conversation starting, like,
Yeah.
helpful way.
Yep. Agreed.
Do you want to go?
I've had like my number of circumstances that have either been very good, very bad, and like anywhere in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone who's like I typically lift by myself. Like I go in the morning or whenever, like I don't have a partner to spot or things like that. So I've had people that have said, like, if you ever need like a spotter, like, let me know. And it's like on the bench or something like that. Like, that's not creepy to me, because I'm like people have asked me to spot them at the bench also, and that's not weird. No, people that I frequent, like, it's,
Yeah, but
it's
spotting is different than asking someone
it could
out
lead to a
on the
conversation.
spot.
Yes, but
that's like the
that is a way
conversation
in to
Yes,
asking
but I
someone
think
out.
that you're
You feel
thinking of
comfortable
it
enough
as
to
if it's
be
like
near you.
a gentleman.
Some men are into the
Most
long
men
game.
that go to the gym that would ask a woman out at the gym are gym douchebags.
No,
So
but I don't agree with
I
that.
have to believe
No.
you.
But I agree in some sense, but not everyone.
if you
is.
have the confidence to walk up to a woman at the gym and say, hey, you're hot, what's your number? You're thinking of it as a smooth interaction.
No, but I
Hey,
appreciate the
starting the
confidence.
conversation.
Like, I want somebody who is confident.
See, I think
Yes, you can be confident, but to walk up to someone at the gym and be like, hey, you're so hot, I love the way
But
you're
no, I wouldn't want someone to call me hot at the gym. But if someone's like, hey, like,
You're so
we go to the gym
strong.
at the same
Yeah.
time, it's like, we should hang out after this. Yes, call me strong. I am strong.
I know, you can be strong, but that's just
I
such
am
a weird.
strong.
In my opinion, there's
Yeah.
no good way to approach someone
Okay.
at the gym.
Yeah.
When I'm at the gym, I wear a hat because I don't want to interact with any other human being ever.
I also
I
have a husband.
don't feel well.
That's
Yes.
single person.
Yes, but I also
You
have
don't want to be approached by men to get hit on.
But I've also gotten hit on at the gym. You know what doesn't make most girls feel sexy? When they're dripping in sweat.
I just feel
You know
like
what I also don't feel like great about? When I'm not wearing any makeup and like gross looking, my face is all
guess,
red.
but I
You know what?
also don't
That's
care.
why I buy.
Yeah,
I think
that's what I'm saying. I think it depends on the girl.
I knew this one would get out of here.
Yeah, I think this is what makes this so difficult for so many people, and why men have no idea what to do in this situation.
Yeah.
Because I do see both sides of the spectrum. Like, I do see the whole, like, mind your business, keep your head down, follow them on Instagram and then message
Yeah.
them. But, like, is that better than approaching
That's
them in
kind of
person?
creepy. That's
I
not
think,
a stop
in
or
my
rush.
opinion, like, that's creepier to, like, see someone in the gym,
Of course,
be kind of interested in them, but then, like, follow them on social media and slide into their DMs. Like, you saw me in person,
also,
why
like,
didn't
how'd
you
you
talk to
find
me?
me?
Yes.
Yeah, how did you locate?
I have had people like it right away who I like have not done that. I've done that
Yes.
route too, but like immediately are like, hey, like, are you single? Like, we should
Right.
hang out after the gym, or like another time. And like sometimes I'm like, it's not weird, but it's also the person. Like,
Yes.
if you're
That's what I
if
think
you're
there's a
attracted
good
to the
way to
person,
do it, but-
you're probably less creepy. If you're not attracted to that person, it's gonna be creepier.
That's
And
like-
that's just human nature.
Yeah, that's like hitting on
Yeah.
that's like hitting on
Yeah,
girls in
but-
general. Though I feel like if you're at a bar, if you're at the gym, like
Yes, it's good.
unfortunately, it's going to be
Yes, but
it's going
at
to be
the
less.
bar, people go to the bar to meet people.
But some people go to the gym to meet
yeah.
people.
No.
You just don't.
Yes,
I don't think so. As much though. Not every person going to,
of course.
But not every person going to the bar is there to meet
but
people.
more
either.
so than a gym.
Not always. Some people just have yeah.
I think so.
I think it depends.
I feel like it's so situational.
Basically, the solution is if you see me at the gym, don't talk to me.
Basically, I feel like it's so individual,
That's
which is why
I
it makes
don't
it very difficult. So I feel like if you're a guy and you feel comfortable to shoot your shot with the girl at the gym, like good for you, because you could get this, or you could get someone who's very interested, and like you don't know by just looking at them. Probably. I would also say to like read the situation, because I definitely think it is more obvious if girls are just there to get in, get their workout done, and then get the fork out of there.
I think body language is like a big
they have
thing.
big headphones on, a hat, their hood up, like don't
like I think like read the situation. Like
or like there's times like if you're going to grab like a cleaning wipe or like you're re-racking weights, like those in between, like those transition periods are definitely the best time to approach someone, not like in the middle of stuff or on the way in or out, like that kind of stuff, stretching, like there's different times to approach someone.
Also, like,
and if probably not commenting on their body is probably the best way.
For sure.
Also, that's how I imagine most gym guys. So that's how.
But also, like, if they say like, hey, I'm taken, I'm married, I'm not really interested. Just like let let the conversation die, because I've had guys come up to me in the gym in like just it being like, oh, whatever, yada yada yada. They do their whole spiel. I don't want to be that guy, the whole nine. And then you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm married. And then they're like, okay, no big deal. I'm so sorry. And then they go about their day. And I'm like, cool. That was a genuine, innocent interaction. Like, if I wouldn't have been married and I was single, maybe they would have asked for my number. But as soon as they found out, then they left the situation alone, where I've had some guys being like, well, if that doesn't work out, like, let me know. And I'm like, so like read the situation, but also then like if the answer is just no, or they don't seem interested, just like let the conversation die, and don't be persistent, because that makes you a lot more unattractive, even if they were going to change their mind eventually. Have you ever had a fallout with a friend, and if so, how did you deal with it?
I mean, I'm sure I've had fallout. I don't think I've had like any major friend fallouts. I mean, I think like over the course of my life, like friendships have faded.
Sometimes friendships
based on moves or lives or things like that. But I don't know if I've had like a bad falling out. I mean, maybe in like elementary school, but who knows? I can't even remember that far back. But I feel like most of my friendships have either stuck or they've like faded because of time and lives and things like that.
I had a pretty bad fallout with one of my best friends we were best friends in college. She was going to be a part of my wedding. She was a bridesmaid. We were planning, and me and her kind of always didn't butt heads, but disagreed on a pretty big thing that had to do with her now husband, who was her fiance at the time. We just decided that we just shouldn't move forward as friends. And at the time, it was really, really, really hard. At the time, I would have compared it worse than a boyfriend breakup, or worse than at the time, anything else that I had went through. We had to change our whole wedding around, the whole thing. Looking back on it, I can see that it was a great friendship for the time in my life that I was in, but not something that I would want as an adult. Because it was a pretty big thing that we disagreed with, and I don't want to be friends with someone who doesn't have the same morals and values that I do. So the answer is yes, but I also think that if anyone is going through it, my best advice is that you don't have to be negative going forward. I was negative about it for a really long time, really bitter and really sad. And now that I'm a couple years out of it, I can say that it was a great friendship for what it was, and then we just now move forward.
Yeah, I mean, same situation with me. I was really, really good friends with somebody. She's my roommate all through college, the whole nine, and post kind of graduation, post college, things kind of just like faded kind of naturally. And then same kind of similar situations, like weddings kind of bring out the best or the worst of people, unfortunately. And so same thing with my wedding. I really got to see even more of that person's true colors, and I just decided that it was best for me if I removed myself from the friendship. I didn't think it was a good friendship for me to be in anymore. It didn't feel like it was serving me at this point. It just felt toxic and like it was doing more harm than good for me and my mental health. And so I thought it was the right decision just to step away from the friendship. And I think the biggest takeaway for me is it doesn't make her a bad person. It doesn't make our friendship bad. It wasn't. It was an amazing friendship. I would love to at one point through my life maybe sit down and have a conversation with her again and just catch up. Like, we shared so many amazing special moments in very fundamental years of our lives going through college, and I don't want to change them for the world. Like, I'm very happy that she was a part of my life for the time frame that she was in it. If it never happens and we never become friends again, I know that it just was not meant to be, and that that's not either of our faults. It just, our lives went in separate directions. So I think the biggest advice that I would have is just to like kind of make peace with it for the time being, and then remind yourself that if it's a friend that's meant to be in your life, that they will come back into your life in some way eventually. And that's kind of what I did. It was something that I knew at this point in my life I could not continue on with the conversation and the friendship the way it was. But maybe in 5-6 years from now, when we are older, more mature, we can sit down and have a conversation about everything, and maybe it's an entirely different conversation and we can move forward with the friendship. But at this point, that just was not the case. So that's what I would say, like, just accept it for what it is right now. Again, same thing, like, you don't need to have hate or negativity towards that person. Or even
an explanation sometimes.
Right, I don't hate that person. I don't have negative emotions towards her. I just know that friendship didn't serve me at this point in my life, and maybe it will eventually. So just remind yourself of that, and also remind yourself of all of the good people and friends you have in your life, because I think it can be really easy to dwell on that one situation, but you probably have so many other amazing, important friends in your life that, yes, your life will be different without this person in it, but I promise you, you will move forward and you will learn how to kind of fill that gap that it seems like that person is leaving.
I had a pretty big falling out with my best friend of like 8 years. Like, we were friends from like, I don't know, like 4th grade to like senior year of high school. And I mean, it was like, she basically like decided that the guy that she was talking to at the time was more important than our friendship. And I didn't like him. I was very uncomfortable with him. I had had something previous with him. And she decided not to, after me expressing to her that I was uncomfortable with it, she decided to continue to be with him, and was only with him for like a week. And that was very hard at the time, because she was the person that I grew up with. She was my best friend. But after that, I was really able to like rely on my my other best friend, and she was my rock getting through it, and I was able to rely on her because it was a hard time in my life. But after I looked back on my friendship with my friend, and it wasn't as positive as I thought it was. It was very one-sided, and I was just holding on because I was comfortable with her. But that's not good. Looking forward, like, it was a lot better just saying goodbye.
Yeah, I think like friendship breakups are, honestly, Anna said it, sometimes more difficult than real breakups. I mean, granted, I've only had like one actual breakup in my whole life, so keep that in mind. But friendship breakups, I think, can be just as difficult, if not more difficult, because they are, in a sense, especially if it like was for us, some of our best friends, they are another person who's like a lifeline for you, like someone that knows the ins and outs of your life, the most important things. So it can be very difficult to let go of that person, to cut that lifeline, but it also takes a lot of strength to cut that lifeline and to not stay connected to somebody who's pulling you down when you're trying to go in the other direction. So I think that's really important too. If you feel like you are going in an opposite direction from this person, you guys can never meet in the middle on anything, you disagree about everything, you're gonna see a lot more red flags after you step away than you do when you're immediately in the situation. So I think, like, although it's difficult, like, take your time and mourn the friendship if that's what you need to do, but also know that, like, the light is brighter on the other side in some situations, and you'll understand why it was meant to happen the way it was after it's over, if that makes sense. All right, y'all, we're gonna wrap up the video here. It was so nice having my sisters in a video with me. I'm so used to talking to the camera all by myself, doing these Q&As all by myself. I get heated and jazzed up all by myself normally, so it was nice to do it with my sisters. It was the perfect way to wrap up Vlogmas, since this is basically how I've spent the last week and a half, spending time with all of them. It makes sense that we're wrapping up Vlogmas and like the busiest week of the year with all of this. So with that being said, if you guys like this video, if you enjoy having all my sisters in videos with me, please make sure you go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. You already know it supports my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss another video that I post. If you haven't, make sure you follow me on my Instagram so you can see all the fitness, health, and lifestyle content that I post on there. And I'll catch you guys here next time.